What makes you the angriest? People who are disingenuous. Especially if it's very obvious they're not being truly honest. All it does is complicate things when they could have been straightforward from the beginning and arrive where we were supposed to before and without all the lies and fronts. When I ask what everyone wants to eat, and nobody can make a confirmation as to what they want specifically. So, I spend a goodly amount of time and materials to make a nice meal for the family. Only to have half of them not want any of it because it wasn't what they wanted. We also have a family member that comes over with their dog, who then proceeds to feed it off their plate at the table. I'm sorry, but I didn't drop good money on a steak for it to be fed to their animal. Mistreating animals. Also mistreating of anyone else. Like child, woman, etc. But people in general care much less about animals than other humans. Even if someone claims they like animals and they have pets. Over time I almost always find out it's not entirely true. They either only love dogs but hate cats, or they buy very cheap food for their pets, or get bored of the animal and don't want them anymore. Or they know someone is abusing animal and they just say poor dog. How can someone do that but they don't attempt to help? Sorry. This is just my vent. Our family is dealing with this kind of people all the time. Victim mentality, for everything in life. To put this in context. This does not apply when a person has been a victim of violence, crime, horrible life behavior that hurts them. There are real victims. I'm talking the people that have an excuse for why they can't move forward in life. Ever. Can't get their project done. Can't help their kids learn or behave. We all know those folks. The ones that won't take any responsibility. What's a beauty habit you've given up? Putting on a full face of makeup. My skin used to be awful even before I wore makeup, and it became even worse after I started. One day I was complaining to my BF that I have shitty skin and my friends have amazing skin, and he said to stop wearing makeup because it makes it worse. Since I felt super comfortable around him, I stopped wearing makeup, only kept mascara and sometimes blush. This was when I was 17 and now I'm 24 and I'm never going back. I don't have to worry about smudging my makeup all the time or it sweating off. If I randomly fall asleep, I don't have to worry about getting foundation all over my bed sheets and my skin breaking out afterwards. I just feel so much cleaner and better. Acrylic nails. They are so beautiful, and I always envy people who have the ability to get them so frequently and have a lifestyle that allows them to be maintained. But I physically cannot spend $80 to $100 every 3 weeks to get them. I started doing my own nails from home, just nail polish and decals, but it has made me more intentional about treating my hands and nails in a loving manner, since it is an area I tend to neglect. Essentially everything. Many beauty products disrupts and ruins hormone production / fertility. Filled with weird actual chemicals. No essential oils either, as they are anti-ethical to make because it takes pounds of plant matter to extract such a small part of a plant. Studies coming out, they are really just not good for us and causing many neurological issues. I try to use pretty clean / animal based, animals' fats have profound effects at healing skin products. Just to maintain general hygiene, and I fill in my eyebrows and would like to find cleaner makeup brands, as I do enjoy dolling up every now and then. I feel much prettier, healthier and happier this way. What are the challenges in dating another woman? The hardships I had were mostly based on societal judgment from homophobic assholes. Beyond that, there really weren't any challenges to dating another woman that weren't also challenged when dating people of other genders. Oftentimes you have to do all the pursuing and asking out. Unless it's reciprocated in an equal manner, it can be quite exhausting. Some women like hints instead of being more direct. Like instead of asking you out, they'll hint that they want you to ask them out. That is by far my least favorite part. Being in public and showing affection potentially being a risky or dangerous thing to do. I always feel a little paranoid when I, for example, hold my girlfriend's hand in public or kiss her. It's always on the back of your mind that someone might have a real problem with it and do something. Especially in certain parts of America. Even people trying to be supportive sometimes invalidate your relationship. Whether they realize it or not. My wife Santa said I wish I could have a never-ending sleepover with my bestie. Times, and it's just one of the small ways that tells me she doesn't realize this is a real relationship that takes real effort to keep up and maintain, and not just some silly little endless sleepover. People downplay our relationship. Say it doesn't count. Refuse to call her more than my friend. I worry about how people finding out that my girlfriend dates me will affect how she's treated by the people around her, work / family. I live in a conservative area of the US where people openly show shock and disgust when we hold hands. That a lot of women simply assume that being with another woman is easier. And after years of them only dating men, they won't consider that they have a lot of heteronormative baggage to unpack before jumping in with a WLW relationship. It seems to be taboo within LGBTQ spaces to be critical of or talk about. They hesitate or get grossed out easily eating food from other people's kitchens? Absolutely hate eating at other people's places. I always have to actively try not to think about it. Even at my house. Other people's standards of clean are quite different than mine. Doesn't bother me if they're clean. But your uncle doesn't sound clean. I have no problem letting the dogs clean off plates and bowls before they get washed. But they do get washed before I use them again. Yeah, absolutely. But it's probably because of my autistic relationship with food. It's really hard for me to eat food that's not relatively fresh in my own home or in a restaurant. People's houses don't have cleanliness ratings. Same here. I especially find it hard to eat anything that I didn't personally cook. I start thinking about cross-contamination, hygiene, proper food temperatures, etc. I wish I could turn off my brain sometimes. Yes. Have you ever seen the video, I'm sure there are multiple, where the woman makes mac and cheese in the kitchen sink, pours the cooked mac into the sink and mixes it all together. Then serves it. From the sink. No. I do not trust most other people's kitchen habits or cleanliness.